Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Roberts. The Yukon Liberal Party has a new leader, and with that, the Yukon has its 11th premier. This was the first contested leadership race for the party in 2 decades. The vote was necessary after Ranj Pillay announced he was stepping down. As the CBC's George Moratis reports, it came down to just a handful of votes.
The evening began with excitement. The Yukon Liberal Party finally having a choice for leader. The first contested race in 20 years. Vying for the job, Mike Pemberton, a longtime Yukon businessman, and Doris Bill, former chief of the Kwanlin Dun First Nation. And then 90 minutes after voting closed.
Ballots for Doris Bill, 429. Ballots for Mike Pemberton, 442.
Just 13 votes separating the two candidates.
Thank you. From my heart. Thank you. This is truly, this is the honor of my life.
For Doris Bill, disappointment. She was looking to become the first First Nations premier of the Yukon. Bill would have also been the first born and raised in the Yukon to serve as premier.
It's a disappointing loss. I mean, it was so close. I had hoped earlier today we knew the numbers were close. And it is what it is. I mean, we're, at this point, I'm just very tired.
Bill, who attended residential school, says she's not sure at this point if she will seek a seat in the legislature in the next general election. For now, she's just processing what might have been.
Maybe someday, this territory will be ready for an Indigenous person in the Premier's office.
After a swearing-in ceremony, Pemberton will serve as Premier until at least the next general election, something that has to take place no later than November 3rd. And one other fact about Pemberton, he's the 3rd Yukon Premier in a row from Nova Scotia. George Moratis, CBC News, Whitehorse.
Yukon's current Premier, Ranj Pillay, will soon end his time as the territory's leader. Pillay became Premier in January 2023 after former Premier Sandy Silver stepped down. He says now is the right time to pass the torch.
Like, as much as there might be folks that were critiquing me, I'd rather be making the decision now while I think there was still good work being done than at a point where folks were really saying, hey, it's time to go. So, that's what my instincts told me.
Pillay was first elected as the MLA for Porter Creek South in 2016. He had previously served as a Whitehorse City Councillor. Pillay says he'll spend the next few months working on the transition of power. As you heard from George, Pemberton will serve as Premier until at least the next territorial election. That needs to happen before November 3rd. The Yukon government has issued 2 evacuation notices in the Dawson City area. There's currently an evacuation alert for areas around the Dempster Highway cutoff and Henderson Corner. The alert includes all properties along the North Klondike Highway between kilometers 693 and 672. This alert is in response to danger from the Mount Leota fire. The Yukon Emergency Measures Organization has also issued an evacuation alert for West Dawson. That includes all properties along the Top of the World Highway between kilometers 1 and 36. It's in response to danger from the Quebec Creek wildfire. The Top of the World Highway is also closed in both directions from roadway marker 4 to roadway marker 104. The government warns the status of the road could change quickly depending on wildfire status. An evacuation alert doesn't mean you need to leave, but it does mean you need to prepare to leave in case things get worse. The Northwest Territories Minister of Education is launching an investigation into the Decho Divisional Education Council and its education authorities. Caitlin Cleveland says it's in response to concerns about the Decho education system raised by parents, educators, community members, and education partners. A statement sent late this afternoon says the concerns relate to governance, financial management, workplace culture, communication, and human resources. The GNWT's Internal Audit Bureau has launched a financial review of the Education Council and its authorities. Cleveland says she's also appointing an independent investigator to conduct a formal review. Separately, the Department of Finance will lead a human resources investigation related to personnel matters. The statement says the independent review will begin next month. It'll include input from elected officials, educators, parents, and community members. It's expected to conclude by the end of August, with findings and next steps to be shared in the new school year. The CBC's Luke Carroll has been looking into complaints at one Decho school. He'll have more on that story on Northbeat on Tuesday. The House of Commons has passed the federal government's Bill C-5, known as the One Canadian Economy Act. The major projects legislation gives Cabinet the ability to pick certain projects to speed through the regulatory process, particularly ones that can strengthen Canada's economy. It's been expected to pass in part because of support from the opposition Conservatives.
Yeas pour 306, 306. Nays contre 31, 31.
I declare Part 2, including the schedule, carried.
The bill has measures to tackle internal trade barriers and skirt certain laws. Prime Minister Mark Carney says the Liberal government will ensure environmental protections and Indigenous rights are upheld. The House of Commons is now adjourned until September 15th. A recent NWT Utilities Board decision is a win for communities. The board found that residents shouldn't be on the hook for millions in construction costs, along with other costs the Northwest Territories Power Corporation proposed. It's the latest in the Power Corporation's application for higher power rates. Jocelyn Chappelle has more.
The cost of living makes or breaks living in the NWT for some residents, and a part of that is electricity. The Northwest Territories Power Corporation wants to raise power rates. Its most recent ask was for a 15% increase. But on Monday, the NWT Public Utilities Board sent them back to the drawing board to revise their application. In Yellowknife, the idea of paying more doesn't sit well with residents.
Can't raise the rates. People, you're going to lose a lot of people out of Yellowknife.
I think there's just complacency. That we can't do anything about it, but I mean, if we had signs and had a rally with 5,000 people downtown Yellowknife, yeah, I think it'd make an impact.
We need power. We need it for our house. We need it every day. We need to do the dishes. We need to do the washers. They're going to raise the rates. We're not going anywhere.
The Public Utilities Board told the Power Corporation to remove several costs it didn't find justifiable. That included tens of millions of dollars in fuel costs and almost $200,000 in management salary increases. The town of Fort Smith had experts involved in the application review. Its mayor says she agrees with the board denying some of the Power Corporation's expenses.
We're already struggling with really high costs or energy costs, and I think their suggestion of adding $30 million in diesel expenses to our bills I think would have been really unacceptable. And so I think it's great that the pub looked closely at these things and asked the hard questions.
Ferguson says this week's decision is a win for residents and businesses.
I think it has to be done right. And I think that this specific decision from the pub, it shows that, when communities like us speak up, it matters. And Fort Smith, we're going to continue to do this and stand up for our ratepayers in our community and demand better energy planning.
How much rates could go up is still unclear. The Power Corporation must submit a revised application within 5 weeks. Jocelyn Chappelle, CBC News, Yellowknife.
The NWT Minister of Finance took the Territory's upcoming budget on tour in Inuvik this week. Caroline Wozniak held a town hall meeting in the community today as part of a budget dialogue tour. It's the first time the tour has left Yellowknife. The purpose is to connect with people in smaller communities and answer questions about the budget and its process.
Explain to people what we're doing, what is in there, answer some questions people often have. They're sometimes very specific to a program and sometimes but why does it look like this? So then over time people can be more engaged, whether it's through their MLA or through a minister, to a department, about what they want to see and why they want to see it if they understand it better.
Wozniak gave a presentation on the upcoming budget to a few members of the public. She explained where the money comes from and where it's allocated. The department also showed a budget spending comparison with every province and territory. The 2026-27 budget will be tabled in February next year. Findings from the tour will be put into a report and released to the public this fall. Canada Post has reached an agreement with its second largest union. The Canadian Postmasters and Assistants Association represents postal workers in rural areas, including Nunavut and Nunavik. The CBC's Mahnur Mubarak has that story.
The new collective agreement comes after 18 months of negotiations. It includes an 11% wage increase over 3 years. Dwayne Jones is the national president of Canadian Postmasters and Assistants Association. He says the agreement comes as great news, and it was a long, hard road to get there, with negotiations that were difficult and marked by long hours and tough conversations. The agreement came without a strike, as workers under the union cannot go on strike because of a clause in their agreement. Jones says striking wouldn't work well for their union anyway, as their membership is not in a highly populated area, so it wouldn't apply the same type of pressure to get parties back at the negotiating table. The new agreement for Canada Post workers will run until the end of next year. While a collective agreement has been reached for workers in Nunavut and Nunavik, Canada Post still hasn't reached a deal with CUPW, the largest union for Canada Post, representing 55,000 of its workers. If they go on strike, Jones says it's possible that mail and parcels could stop coming in or going out of the territory. Mahnur Mubarak, CBC News, Iqaluit.
The Nunavut Housing Corporation signed 2 partnerships to build more homes in the territory. One of them was with a company looking to train locals in housing trades like carpentry, plumbing, and electrical. TJ Deere has more.
Last week's Housing Forum saw the Territorial Housing Corporation sign agreements to build more housing units in 2 Nunavut communities. The partnership with Arctic Fresh will see 3 duplexes built in Igloolik. Merlin Racinos is the Chief Operating Officer at Arctic Fresh. He says the partnership will also prevent skilled workers from leaving Igloolik to get certified.
It's difficult for them to take the entry-level exam for training. And so we have been working with our construction crews in Igloolik and other parts into doing these exams.
This project will see 30 local Inuit enter a training program in partnership with Nunavut Arctic College. Adam Kanatsiak is the construction coordinator for Arctic Fresh. He talks about what it would mean for showcasing the skills of Igloolikmiut.
We are trying to show and prove that we can also be in higher positions.
Unlike the Igloolik project, which has a focus on getting Inuit workers certified, the other partnership is a traditional construction contract. It'll see 46 units get built in Iqaluit. NHC President and CEO Aaron Devereaux says they're hoping to get more partners on board.
We announced a few more partnerships and want to continue to do that, to find people that share that same vision around trying to not only accelerate housing supply, but to grow the trade sector within Nunavut.
Devereaux says the materials for both projects will arrive during the upcoming sea lift season. He added that the units are expected to be finished a year after construction begins. TJ Deere, CBC News, Iqaluit.
The NWT government is reminding people not to swim or fish in a Yellowknife Lake. Jackfish Lake is located on Highway 3 on the outskirts of town. It has high levels of arsenic and harmful blue-green algae. The algae has toxins that can irritate your skin, eyes, nose, and throat, and cause stomach pain, headaches, and fever. Pets are also vulnerable and should stay away from water with algae blooms. The NWT government plans to put up more warning signs around the lake in the next couple of weeks.
It is the worst ever air crash at sea.
This was Canada's 9/11.
The warning signs were there and the warning signs were missed. One threatened into silence, the other one murdered.
Air India was the first act of terrorism of its kind in the world.
Lost my wife, lost my daughter, lost everything.
All those hopes and dreams just gone.
2 Suitcases, Anatomy of the Air India Bombing.
We're always doing something that's connected to music, and it always finds a way to bring us closer as a family, closer physically, emotionally, spiritually, and mentally.
I realize like how important it is to have like the representation of it, like to have Indigenous folk on stage, singing their songs, doing their thing.
What I can say is that I feel connected, which is cool.
Don't miss Resonate, Songs of Resilience.
This astonishing world, with its infinite possibilities, calls to the world shapers, impact makers, visioneers. Together, let's unlock potential everywhere.
You want a game? Bring it on.
Go, go, go!
Oh my God! We need help out there.
Yeah, we'll come for you.
This is it! Canada's ultimate challenge.
In Whale Cove, Nunavut, residents celebrated the opening of their new airport terminal on Thursday. Local MLA and Minister John Main attended, along with Ministers David Johannesy and David Akiaguk. They were greeted by the Mayor and Hamlet Council for the official ribbon cutting. Elder and Hamlet Councillor Guy Inuapik cut the seal ribbon with a knife. He says it was a great turnout from the community, even though the airport is about 4 kilometers away.
Yes, there were quite a few of us up there. It was pretty full now that it's a bigger place. The previous terminal would have standing room only because of its small size. We now have a new terminal and it's a beautiful building.
Inuapuk says the old air terminal was so small that passengers would have to stand because of the lack of space and seating. The local RCMP hosted a barbecue after the ceremony. Support from family and friends is the most important factor in recovering from addiction. That's according to a new study published in the International Journal of Circumpolar Health. The research focuses on barriers to addiction services in the Northwest Territories. It says there's a large need for recovery supports that account for differences in culture, gender, and age.
People did talk a lot about wanting things that were close to home, that could involve the entire family in their healing, and that were rooted in their culture as being really important. And in a territory as large as the Northwest Territories, with so many different cultural groups and foundations, that grassroots piece is really important. And so I think that's what people said that they were most looking for, and that they had the most trouble finding, was those grassroots community-based supports. And
researchers say community support can begin with simple actions like shorter liquor store hours and hosting activities that don't involve drugs or alcohol. An Inuk woman with roots in Cambridge Bay is one step closer to becoming a psychiatrist. Dr. Alicia Monahan's mother is from Cambridge Bay, but she grew up in Hay River. She moved to Yellowknife to become a social worker and then went to nursing school, all while raising a child. Now she's setting her sights even higher. She just graduated from the Northern Ontario School of Medicine's psychiatry program.
It's surreal, really. I still can't believe it. It felt like there are some times in those 4 years of medical school where I felt like that day would never come, and other times where it just felt like it flew by. And I'm still kind of elated and proud and just so happy and grateful to have been on this journey.
Monahan says once she's done her studies, she hopes to return to the NWT or Nunavut to work. For now, she's headed to Dalhousie University to start a 5-year residency where she hopes to specialize in working with children and youth. Tryouts for Panarctic Vision are this weekend in Iqaluit. The Nunavut capital will host the music event in October. It's the first time the event is taking place in North America. It's been described as the Eurovision of the circumpolar world. Sri Paulson is with the organizing team. She says Panarctic Vision is a big party with music and glitter, but it's also about uniting the Arctic and not shying away from politics.
Sometimes we have to go all decolonize or talk about something like last year, several people mentioned the Palestine conflict. We're not so scared of that. I think we need to make room to show that this is our lives and we're very preoccupied with certain subjects.
Tryouts are happening this Sunday at the Big Tent in Iqaluit. A new display on the evolution of reconciliation in the Yukon opened today with a ceremony in Whitehorse. About 25 people were at Taylor House, including the commissioners of all 3 territories, as well as members of the Dakaquan dancers. The exhibit will be housed at the Yukon Commissioner's Office.
It's important to me to let the general public know that this office is open to everyone, and that I'd like to share some of my culture with them, and in turn ask them to share with us the rest of the Yukon too. So, there's been many different exhibits over the years in this building, and there's more than just Gold Rush and things like that.
Weber has long been involved in promoting Indigenous rights and reconciliation efforts. The exhibit is centered around a carving piece by Josh Ward. 9 panels of photographs line the rest of the space, showing events from past to present day. It'll be open at Taylor House for at least a year, and Weber says a traveling version will visit schools and communities. The government of the Northwest Territories wants to build a monument to memorialize residential schools and survivors. The creation of a monument would fulfill one of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission's calls to action. Community leaders in the territory have started a group to work with the GNWT in building the monument. It's called War, We Always Remember, and Paul Andrew is one of its founders. He explains his hopes for the monument.
I think big. I discovered that. Whether I'm sitting on a committee here or there, what I've discovered is I think big. Initially, when they talk about the monument, I'm thinking Eiffel Tower. I'm thinking Statue of Liberty. I think big about these kind of things. Initially, what I thought is that a wall similar to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial, and with all the names of former students. Now, that's the kind of thing that I'm thinking. But I think more realistically, as we talk more and more about it, of course, money and funds is going to have a big impact on what happens. But like I said, I want something that people will recognize, that it's big enough that if somebody's flying from coming into Yellowknife and they're flying high enough, they're saying, hey, what is that? Oh, that's the memorial. That's the monument. That's what I think. But I think at the end of the day, it has to depend on the kind of funds we have.
The group hopes the monument will be built by June of 2027. There were 14 residential schools in the NWT, and the territory has the highest population of survivors per capita in Canada. There will be events across the north tomorrow to celebrate and recognize Indigenous Peoples Day. CBC popped over to the Yellowknife City Hall and asked people what the day means to them.
Want a sticker? It means everything to us. Yeah, this is the land. Yeah, we were born here, so we look after the land.
I say it's pretty special for us natives because shows that natives are more appreciated than they were before.
I think it's really important to recognize our Indigenous people and the land that we reside on, especially living in Yellowknife on Denny land. I think everyone should take a moment just to think back on what happened and where we live and the beautiful nature and beautiful people around us.
You don't come around half the planet and not try and learn something, and learn from not just Indigenous people, but from all people, right? But certainly it's bad tourism, bad tourists, to just fly through and not to stop and learn in a little way. That's why we're here. That's why we're staying. That's why we'll be here tomorrow.
I'm Indigenous myself, so it just means celebrating us, our culture, and our heritage, and all of our elders and just our culture and our way of life and trying to keep it alive.
Monday is a holiday for the NWT and Yukon, and there will be festivities in the capitals on Saturday for Indigenous Peoples Day. In Yellowknife, the Yellowknives Dene First Nation is hosting a slew of events at its Willaday site. Starting at 3 p.m., there will be canoe races, moose calls, duck plucking, and an elders beanbag toss, as well as a fish fry, sewing tent, and drum dance. Over at Yellowknife's Sambake Plaza, the North Slave Métis Alliance will hold its annual fish fry. Looked like some of those tents were already up there. That starts at noon and includes traditional live music, dancing, and arts and culture. In Whitehorse, there's a full slate of events at the Quanlin Dunn Cultural Centre on Saturday. Starting at 9:30 a.m., there will be high tanning, traditional sports, elder storytelling, and hand games. There's also a jigging contest, fiddle music, powwow dancers, and a bannock bake-off. And finally, in Iqaluit, there will be a fun run at Sylvia Grinnell at 10 a.m., followed by a community feast at the town square, elders bingo, music, and Inuit games. Now, let's take a look at the weather. And that is Northbeat for tonight. For news anytime, go to cbc.ca/north. Thank you for watching. I'm Megan Roberts. Have a great long weekend.